What is the best Minecraft thing? There are an unbelievable amount of things in Minecraft, and some are clearly better than others. So that raises the question, what's the best of them all? So first of all, how do we define a thing? Because this includes more than just tangible stuff. When you think of a Minecraft thing, you might think of items, blocks, and entities, but it should also include things like structures, biomes, enchantments, mechanics, and interfaces. Because of this, it would be nearly impossible to manually list everything, so I turned my attention to the Minecraft Wiki. The wiki offers a perfect catalog of everything in Minecraft, so I wrote a quick Python program to scrape the wiki and collected all the names, images, and other useful data about every article. After this, I was left with 120,000 articles, and just by removing duplicates, I got it down to 8,000. But the wiki also contains a lot of articles that aren't really things in Minecraft, such as tutorials, discussion threads, and an article about every update ever made. So barring the major updates, I removed all of those and got it down to just 2,000 articles. The next part, there was no way around it. I had to do manually. So I went through every single one of the 2,000 articles and I just removed all of the ones that were articles about people, that are too specific or technical, or otherwise just weren't really considered things. And after all of that, I ended up with a list of 978 usable things, ranging anywhere from a block of copper to the Minecraft title screen. Okay, so now we have a list of everything. How do we find the best? Well, now seems like a good time to mention that this video is a direct parody by an experiment that YouTuber Tom Scott did a couple years ago, so full credit to him for the idea. So for his experiment, Tom made a website that compares two random elements from the list. Voters then go onto this website and pick between the two random ones, and the cycle repeats itself, serving them two more. Because this method worked so well for him, I decided to do the exact same thing. Once we had the mock-up, I also had to go in and take some screenshots manually, just because not every article is directly correlated with an image. I found a server hosting platform called Linode to host the website, and the whole thing was up in around 2 weeks. But even though the website was finished, we needed a lot of data for this to be accurate enough to get a reasonable result. Since there are about 1,000 things on our list, each one has to individually be voted for enough to not have any sample bias. So the plan was to keep the site running for a week, and our goal was 15,000 votes by the end of the week. It wouldn't be great, but around 15 votes on each thing should provide us with enough data to at least get an idea for what the best things are. I made a simple video explaining the project and asking for voters, and this was the initial sole idea to push the project. As an afterthought, I created a Reddit post that also promoted the project, and overnight, this reached the top of r/Minecraft and got over 100,000 views. A YouTuber by the name of PhoenixSC even saw this post and pinned it to the top of his subreddit, and later that week, he even showcased it on his Twitch, which was super surreal for me.
So it's literally just comparing two things. Detector rail versus concrete. It's gotta be concrete.
And after just a week, we managed to get 415,702 votes on our website. Unfortunately, the website does cost money to upkeep, so I wasn't able to keep it open after the experiment ended, but we have plenty of data to look at the results. Before we get to the top of the list, let's take a look at the bottom, because it reveals quite a lot about the experiment. For example, a lot of things right at the bottom of the list aren't necessarily bad, they just weren't exciting enough to win matchups. Almost everything in Minecraft has a purpose, so when something doesn't, it's not usually going to win. For example, nether sprouts and rabbit hide were both ranked as being some of the worst things in Minecraft. But an exception to this rule was Bane of Arthropods, which was in very last place, which was extremely satisfying to see. Anyway, you're not here for the worst, you're here for the best. So let's take a look at the top 10. In 10th place was jumping. Jumping is a fundamental game mechanic, so we will see a lot of these at the top. They are extremely important to Minecraft, so it's pretty much expected. That being said, even among core mechanics, jumping is one of the most important in the game. I've seen plenty of people try to do playthroughs without jumping, and it is difficult to say the least. Strangely though, jumping did beat both walking and sprinting, which isn't something that I would have expected. Next up is the inventory. No surprises there, it's an incredibly useful and essential feature. And following that, we have biome. This is a general category that encompasses a large group of things, and we'll see a lot of these near the top as well. In general, categories tend to feel like a larger part of the game, so it's no surprise that they're going to get upvoted more than regular items might. That being said, the best individual biome is the Lush Cave at number 117 overall, and the worst biome for some reason was the Birch Forest. Following biome, we have Java Edition. This is an example of an enormous bias in the experiment. The majority of the people on every platform where the project was promoted used Java Edition over Bedrock Edition, so it's no surprise to see that this placed way higher than Bedrock Edition, all the way down at 740. On top of that, the controversy between the two versions makes it way more likely that Bedrock Edition would get specifically downvoted just because it isn't Java. But on a slightly less controversial note, the sixth best thing in Minecraft is braking. Braking is another core mechanic similar to jumping, so again, it makes sense that it's going to place this highly. It's also basically in the title of Minecraft, although I do think that if it were called mining, it may have placed a little bit higher than it did. But overall, this is a well-deserved spot. Minecraft wouldn't be Minecraft if we couldn't remove blocks. The next two items on our list are gameplay and survival mode. These are two items that encompass huge amounts of things, so they again feel like larger features of Minecraft than if it was just something specific. Because of this, they are much more likely to win in any specific matchup than if it was just a particular item or feature. But with that out of the way, it's time to take a look at the top 3. Ranked at number 3 is multiplayer. When I conceived this experiment, these are the types of things that I hoped I would find at the top, because it is so heartwarming to think that the third best thing in Minecraft, as voted by the community, is playing with friends. This reveals a lot about players, because it's not strictly a necessary mechanic like everything else has been on this list, it's more of a feature. And it's nice to see mixed in with everything else that people value playing with their friends so highly. So maybe the real best Minecraft thing was the friends we made along the way. Okay, I'm sorry, let's move swiftly on from that joke. At number 2 is block. Does this mean that blocks are better than friendship? Well, in the context of Minecraft, maybe, which is fair enough. Blocks are the most defining and differentiating feature of Minecraft compared to any other game. This is, again, a large category, though it is interesting to see that no actual blocks made it to the top 10, just all blocks as a whole. This just goes to show that maybe the best things about Minecraft aren't actually blocks or items. That being said, the best blocks in Minecraft were the shulker box, crafting table, and diamond ore. And speaking of which, just before we get to number 1, let's take a look at some interesting things from other categories. The best and worst friendly mobs are the Iron Golem and the Bat respectively. And for hostile, the best is the Ender Dragon and the worst is the Phantom. No surprises there, though it does look like there's a very strong love-hate relationship between any flying mob. The best wood type is Oak, followed extremely closely by Spruce, and the best item is an Elytra at number 19. The next best item after that is the Diamond at number 50, and the worst item is Rabbit Hide. The best food is the Enchanted Golden Apple, and the worst food was a tie between beetroot and poisonous potato. But none of these come close to the number 1 best, because as voted by over 15,000 unique people and over 400,000 votes, the best thing in all of Minecraft is crafting.